Hello everyone. My name is Generous Heel, otherwise known as Spyro, and I'm the Game Master for the Burning Crowns campaign. I am joined here by the members of the Long Promise. Say hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
So, as always, we're going to go through a very quick recap of what happened last time, as well as introductions. But first, introductions coming forward, as always. Who you are, who you're playing, classes and levels, pass the torch. Last person to get a torch also does a recap of this last session. Do a good enough job, and the party gets a group inspiration, and you also get a personal inspiration for a good recap. Fuck it up, or miss out too many important details, and I will personally give your character exhaustion. So let's start with, let's start us with Jay.
Hello, my name is Jay, also known as Griseldad. I am playing Superbia Crest, a level 14 Divine Soul Sorcerer, whom spent the entirety of last session in a room singing. That's it.
Yep.
Aries.
Hi, I'm Aries. I play Volker Victor. She is a 3rd level Inquisitive Rogue and 11th level Gunslinger Fighter. I can attack 3 times in a turn now.
Woo!
Only I give it to the person who died last session.
That would be me. I'm Jason. I'm playing Ash of the House of Van, who for a little while was literal Ashes last week. Level 14, and I am a Battle Master fighter. That leaves Yogel.
Hey there, I'm Yogelmonkey. I also known as Phelan because I don't really do screen names. I play games here on the channel. I teach people how to play the Digimon TCG sometimes, once. And tonight I will be playing Benevolt Hendrix. He is a Destiny Domain Cleric with 9 levels and 5 levels into Celestial Pact Warlock. That multiclass is definitely a choice that I made. So, with that in mind, to recap last session, y'all are lucky I watched the recording for last session because both myself and Jay were not here.
Sorry, real quick. I will be back
forgot.
in just a moment. I will be back.
Okay, no worries. But yeah, I like to think that Benevolt last session was just like there keeping up, like keeping Sue, helping to keep Sue up with like, you know, guidances and stuff like that. Just be like, keep this ritual up, like keep her healed and all, and like protected and shit. But as for what the rest of the party were doing, while Sue kept up a barrier that was keeping Ember inside the city.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Aries. I couldn't hear anything for a second.
Apologies there. Sorry,
I think Jen and
yeah, I think
Clayton
I think I cut out as well as Jen there. Jen, are you able to talk? Discord issue. Okay, cool. Yeah, hold up.
Whenever something like this happened on the last campaign, we just all start saying Discord.
Discord.
until we can hear each other.
Are you trying like the chant or something to get it to work?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a chant and a little bit of we can hear each other when it comes back on.
Okay.
Jen says you can hear the two of us.
Yeah. Can either of you hear me? Okay. This is Discord just having a bit of a time, folks. So what I'm going to do is disconnect myself from our call and then hop back in.
I don't know what's going on that hit the wait, did someone get the Europeans?
I'm gonna put us on a break here while all this goes on. Give me a sec.
Foilan was
Hi, folks. Sorry about that. Discord decided to explode for no real reason. We're still running through Discord, but one of our game channels has just decided, no, I don't do voice. That's not a thing. So enjoy that, Discord being what it is. So I believe I was midway through the recap here, so I'll continue from where I was. So while myself and Sue kept up the ritual, while I was keeping her from collapsing with guidance and stuff, the rest of the party quickly got themselves a cat nap, and then to get their in order to get a short rest in before the fight, and then immediately jumped themselves over to where Ember was. They had a brief bit of a speech, chat with Ember about like who he was and the fact that like he didn't have a terrible amount of love for his partner in crime. That maybe Ember didn't really view it as a full equal partnership. Go figure. Ember decided to launch into things. Well, I suppose we provoked him. But yeah, fight ensued. Good bit of back and forth to the fight. Quite a lot of damage dropped. I believe Volk had a rather gross action surge turn, if memory serves. Other highlights were Alina getting fucked off into the off the map entirely, as well as Kage doing Kage things. Unfortunately, during the fight, while the party was doing very well, Ash got grabbed in Ember's mouth and started getting chomped on real bad. Kage managed to pull out a Protector Fate Power in order to save him for one turn, but wasn't able to do that again on the next turnaround when Ember used legendary actions to chomp down on Ash and then throw him to the ground and throw Scorching Rays into his body to eviscerate him. Leaving, ironically, nothing but Ash. The party continued into the fight.
Technically, I still had a forehead and feet.
You had forehead, feet, and I believe an arm. So, yeah, the rest of him was nothing. The party then very quickly dispatched Ember after that fact. Ember didn't get much of a life after the point that he had killed Ash. And in the aftermath, Dante was collecting up bits of Ash, was being very flippant, so Kage let him know how he felt about Dante's opinion and attitude towards Ash's death physically. And Dante kind of settled into, hey, look, and I can just talk to Ash and, like, you know, when this goes for him and let him know what's up. And then looked to try and find Ash and found that he couldn't see Ash because Ash was turning into a spirit otter. As you do. He was being drawn into his next iteration of life and had a moment where he had a moment to kind of decide whether he wanted to continue with the life that he had now or to move on to something simpler with less, responsibilities, less of a need to live up to an impossible standard set up by a man who literally fought God. And Ash decided, yeah, I'm going to stick around because there's more people I can help here. So Ashfall, our old friend, stepped in to allow Ash to return, with the caveat that by doing so and helping out the descent of an old friend, his attention was momentarily diverted from other places. Consequences. So Ash was spat back out of the bag of holding, fully formed, naked as the day he was born, with all of his equipment burned apart from the shit that's magical. Meanwhile, Alina and Volk were looking at the fact that Ember's corpse had turned into not a dragon corpse, but instead a raven. A tiny raven that had still draconic eyes. Volk's holding on to the bird. Alina's not happy about the bird. I don't think any of us should really be happy about the bird, but the bird is a problem to be resolved. That up to your standards, Jen?
It is. You will get a point of inspiration for yourself and a point of inspiration for the...
Woo! Back up to 1.
Thank you, Philo.
I do what I can.
All right. Now with that out of we return back to burning.
Jen?
Good. Yes, hello?
Sorry, you were cutting
I
out a
think
bit there.
Can you hear me?
your sensitivity might be
No,
a little bit too high.
Apologies. The music seems to have a little bit of a hiccup. No worries.
Mm.
As we seem to have, I'm punching the top of the box. Like, come on, stop playing the funny music. Ah, well. Come
Also,
on, I get it. There we go.
Jack, if you are trying to talk at the moment, you are currently muted. Just FYI.
I know.
Okay, cool.
Back to the city of Rovella.
Hmm.
The party finds themselves turning to the castle, where you meet with the rest of your companions. The forces of the Condanumva quickly flee upon the death rattle of their most prominent commanding figure, and the disappearance of their draconic allies, signaling the end of their siege at the capital. As their forces flee, the Alliance soldiers, infantry, hoplites, and knights chase them out of the city. There's a victorious howl throughout the outer walls as victory has been achieved. Most of you feel tired. Most of you feel pain. But nevertheless, make your way back up to the throne room where Benevolt, Superbia, and Huldrum reconvene with you.
As I see...
Continuing from where
Oh, sorry,
continuing from where we left off last time, with your reconvening, you are outside of the throne room. Benevolt, Superbia, you would have a chance to pick up the Nightbringer mace within the throne room.
Yeah, I think seeing the rest of them returning, Benevolt will kind of like put a hand on Sue's shoulder and just kind of go like, "You can stop, Sue. It's over." How you doing?
Okay. I'm okay.
Okay. Come on.
I
Let's.
swear I didn't understand about half of that.
That's a miracle for you. If we were meant to understand it, wouldn't be a miracle anymore. It'd be something we could do every day.
I think I picked up a couple words. I'll see how they work.
Hold on to those. I'm gonna grab this mace thing, and then we can meet up with everybody. And
Be careful.
Benevolt will walk over. Oh,
Yeah, you walk over to pick up the mace, and as you lean down to pick it up, you see a gauntleted iron hand clutching the hilt of the mace as you're leaning down. One of the royal guards holds up the mace.
hello.
The guard doesn't reply as he turns away from you and moves towards the king.
You know what? We can talk about it. We can talk about it later.
The king leans forward and looks at the mace. Background. What are you all doing?
Benevolt will kind of head back over to Sue Holdrum and kind of like meet up with everybody at the door. How's everybody? Whoa, Ash. Benevolt runs his eyes up and down. Good for you. Good for you. What happened?
Ash looks out of it and he's kind of saying nonsensical things about having paws.
What is Ash wearing at the moment?
Absolutely. Well, did you find me clothes? I forget.
I think Dante gave you his
just-
cloak and you've wrapped it around your waist.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm
Sue
pretty
is going
disheveled
to-
and out of it, though.
Stu walks up, looks at Ash, blinks a couple times, and then just on her heel turns around on the spot.
Benevolt
She
kind of
turns red.
He's like
just
tapping one of her feet.
Benevolt just kind of walk over to Ash and kind of like put a hand on him and was like, buddy. Kind of like do click click in front of his eyes, like, are you still there?
Oh, hey. Oh, hey, you look good.
So
had
did-
pause.
Is he okay?
he had a pause. He seems. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He seems really fucked up. I think he's barely standing, but he's here. Kind of look over to Kage and
Can you heal him, please?
sure, I can see what I can.
Until we find him a shirt.
I'll see what I have left in the tank here. Kind of look over to Kage and Volker's like, what happened to him?
Volker will look over to Kage to see if he wants to answer, because he's Ash's best friend.
He's gonna answer something. Dragon happened.
And the dragon took exclusively his clothes?
Volk will kind of like, as Superbia is worried over Ash and other things, she's gonna like gently tug Benevolt to the side a little bit, and just kind of like whisper tell him he didn't have a body really to wear clothes for a little bit, but he's back now.
Okay, Dante fixed things. Good thing I gave him that diamond.
No.
What?
I think a god brought him back, or something brought him back.
So Dante didn't do
No,
the deal.
because there was almost nothing left, and we didn't have really any time right now or resources to do so.
Remember,
But while he was,
remember, he made a deal with Tyr. Remember, like the connection that he made. Tyr must have pulled his ass out of the fire.
I don't know which god it is, and that's not really my preview anymore.
That's fair. That's fair. But I will put money on the guy he made a deal with, being like, "Hey, I'll give you a freebie here." Okay,
You could ask him.
I could.
He might know which god it was.
I could also ask mine. Thoughts later. Yeah, let's check it. Why does he keep mentioning paws?
I don't know. He's
Hungry for fish.
We can get some
still
fish,
kinda
buddy.
like that.
We can get you some fish, buddy.
I
don't
want
worry.
some clam.
Benevolt will drop all 4 of his healing hands into you, so it's not a lot, but you're going to get healed for 4d4. And yes,
Okay.
Jen, I am aware of the fact that I'm not getting these back for several months, but also I have other things to heal with. It's fine.
Sure, yeah.
8 hit points.
All right.
But yeah, Benevolt kind of like does that and then like looks at his hand and kind of like there's a kind of like a light bulb flashing kind of effect from the holy glow, and it kind of like zzz, zzz, zzz. It's like, oh, I'm way more tired than I thought I was. Okay, healing's going to be on a need to do basis here, folks. Okay, Ash, do you remember anything from when you were out? Kind of gently looking to Suma, trying to control his language.
Ash is kind of like almost like everything he's been tuning out his entire life has been like all those filters have been turned back on. He's like literally looking at everything like a kid who's seeing shit for the first time, and he just says, "Oh, Ash brought me back." That's all he says.
You're Ash. That's you, buddy. You're Ash.
Yeah, but Ash brought me back.
You know what? Self-actualization. I dig it. Cool. Well, I guess 2 miracles in one day. Might as well have it. We've already had one for the day. So he's better than he was. You can turn around. Pause. Stay how you are, dear. It's fine. Okay. So you got him, right? Like you got Ember?
Whatever. Well, she holds up her cloak that she surprisingly has off right now, and wrapped up in like a little like swaddled baby is a raven. Uh, the corpse wasn't left, but what was left was this. And she holds it up to you.
That's a bird.
Benny, what is it?
It's a raven.
What? What? Why?
Benevolt will kind of like look at it and kind of like he'll do the same thing of like peeling open the eye and be like, "Yeah, no, that's a dragon eye on a raven."
But why?
You know what?
That's why I'm asking those worshipping a dragon.
Yeah. Tell you what. Are you willing to let me hold on to this for about 10 minutes?
Sure, but I would prefer to keep it on it long term in case it tries anything.
Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking we ask someone a bit more informed on this. I'm thinking I could talk to Bahamut and ask him if this is Ember, and if regardless of the answer to that question, should we kill this thing?
By the lands of Gavaria, sure, yeah. Just here, she just hands it to you. She seems partly disgusted, but like not really that you need to talk to your god / dragon god in front of her.
Yeah.
But she's like, okay, it's fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with this.
Burning hatred is fine.
I'm totally fine with this. I'm totally fine with this. Nothing is wrong about this situation. This is the voice of someone who is fine.
Does he have clothes on again yet?
Benevolt will take off his cloak and just sort of like wrap it around Ash in a kind of like a toga style sash to do the top half, and it's like, that is well as he's going to be for a bit.
She like
He just
hesitantly- Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ash just smiles at you like he's drunk.
She like hesitantly turns around for a moment and very clearly just has this flush across her cheeks. And she goes, "Okay, it'll do. Let me see this thing."
Yes.
She will go over to the bird too.
It's going to take about 10 minutes to do this, but I'm going to have a word with the big man and see what he thinks.
I do
Super
want.
Aries?
I did want to note that Volk looks probably heavily burned right now through
yeah.
what she had to experience when it came standing next to the
Ember.
dragon.
Yeah.
And Claude. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're all fucked up. Benevolt's been dropped twice today.
Oof.
Sue is going to like sort of survey the rest of the party and go, "All right, time to get to work. Everybody line up."
Sue, are you sure?
About what?
How much?
Probably make a saving throw.
Yep.
The second someone's not like having a
That shouldn't
hand
be
on
fun.
Ash, he starts wandering off like a little kid.
Wonderful. You ask why not. You don't feel it. You don't think anything is wrong. Suddenly, Benevolt's eyes, the pupils shorten a bit, become smaller. You're bleeding from your nose. You're bleeding from the corners of your eyes.
Sue is.
You are, yeah. Superbia is
Sue, sit down.
bleeding
sit down.
out.
I'm gonna kind of like
Sue,
rush over and
what?
grab her and just kind of
What's
like
wrong?
hold her up.
Moment he grabs you, you feel, in the moment you move more, your body feels like a sheet of paper.
What's wrong?
You feel supremely cold.
Okay, so
That radiant warmth that you are so accustomed to, deep in your heart, it is smoldering.
So you just overdid it, okay? I mean, again, miracle. You're okay. Just sit down, take some slow, deep breaths, okay? And Ben will kind of like take off a bit of cloth and just like start dabbing the blood from her eyes and ears and or her mouth, kind of thing. Just try to clean her up a bit.
As she goes horizontal, there's a beat, and then she just goes, "No, you know what? All right then. And she's just going to let the onrushing unconsciousness take her.
Oh, it's not unconsciousness. You haven't done that.
You
You do take,
haven't-
however, 60 points of radiant damage for
Oh,
performing a miracle.
You still up?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm still up. Don't worry.
Whew. Yeah, no, just sit down, lie back. Just kind of let it
Just
breathe
put me
through
down
it.
somewhere.
Yeah, no, come on. I'll find a seat and just
Go
gonna sit.
make sure the rest are okay.
Yeah, but everyone's fine, Sue. You can rest. Gonna find a seat and put her down and sit next to her and start. If you're cool with it, Jen, I'm going to start trying to cast Commune as a ritual.
Sure thing. The rest of you, I take a step back and let the ritual perform.
Volk letting Kage and Ash, I assume, hang out with each other while Volk kind of looks between both parties and keeps an eye on them to make sure they're both okay.
All right. Post the spell. There it is.
Mhm.
All right. You feel a connection to a higher power.
If you might indulge me to allow me to do a bit of flavoring here. Benevolt closes his eyes for the 10 minutes required to start casting and just begins to speak the words that he's managed to pick up from his readings. Half of them remembered from speaking to Alvenus back briefly before all of this started, and a lot of it just sort of continually going back to his divine passages over and over again over the course of this journey. And as the 10 minutes passes, Benevolt's eyes open, and there is no white, there are no pupils, there is only stars. Just endless, void-like stars in his eyes.
Ready?
And Benevolt will out loud speak. Great Platinum Dragon, this raven before me, is this raven Ember?
You ask this question. That is your first question.
Mhm.
What's your second question?
Oh, do I have to do all three in the one go? Okay. Yeah. Second question. Should we destroy this raven? And
Third question?
the third question, and I'm going to type this one to you, Jen, because Benevolt's not going to say it out loud. He's going to think it. I'm just going to do a quick whisper to you, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Sorry, just typing out here. Just sent over Discord.
Okay. Good. You receive a mystical correspondence. For the first question, the answer is yes. For the second question, there is...
You're cutting out the end of your sentences.
Oh, no worries.
Oh, I was just about to type if that was happening for anyone else.
Yeah, speak up if that's happening. Like, I don't know. I have put
Yeah.
the sensitivity way up. I have put the sensitivity way up to stop, like, background.
Yeah, makes sense.
For the first question, the answer is yes.
Mhm.
Second question, the answer is unclear. Less so as to what is right and wrong, more so Bahamut is not an arbiter of who should die and who should not. That's not his domain. Kill this creature would be your own action, not his.
Okay.
For the third question, whisper it to the air. The answer comes. It is a clear answer, though it is not a single word question. A single word. She is what your friend believes she is.
Okay. Benevolt closes his eyes, blinks, and his eyes return to normal. Sue, you're sitting next to Benevolt.
Yep.
He seems suddenly very angry.
What's wrong?
I just decided
Bird?
the bird's one thing, but I decided to clarify a hunch that I've been having for a while, and it turns out I am irritatingly astute in my guess.
Oh,
That is a problem for later. Important stuff.
okay.
Important stuff. Volk,
Yeah.
kind of call her over to us. Hold up the bird. Yeah, this is Ember. Bahamut confirmed it. This is him.
To,
The-
oh,
The
sorry.
raven lies lifelessly in his hand, like a fucking broken, like a wet rag.
And I asked if we should kill it. Bahamut didn't feel it was his place to decide whether we should kill something or not. It's not his place to decide who does and doesn't deserve to die. But at the end of the day, this is the dragon that we set out to kill. It doesn't matter what form it takes, this is it. So, I think we should have a chat with everybody, but he's killed a lot of people. I don't see much value in letting him live.
We should at least wait until he wakes up and we can ask questions.
We'll have to make sure that when you do on that situation, we have the ability to ensure that he doesn't just turn back into a giant dragon again. But, yeah. Benvolt's gonna kind of like look back and forth between Sue and Volk. And he seems to be thinking about something.
Sue, by the way, has just sort of like leaned back in the chair and is like slumped, like chin pressed against like the top of her chest.
Sue, you okay here for a second? Want to mention something to Volk?
I promise you I'm not going in.
Understandable. Benvolt will heavily get off his feet and kind of like indicate for Volk to walk with him.
She won't, but she will inquire. Is something wrong, my friend?
Yes, something is. Benvolt will kind of like hold the bird back out towards Volk. I trust him more in your hands than anyone else.
She'll take him.
So I used my last question to clarify a hunch it's been toying around in the back of my brain for a while now. kind of looks over Volker and goes,
Is that
I asked Bahamut if who Alina sees in that mirror she was given by Valen is actually her wife.
knows the answer?
She sees who is in the mirror is who she believes she is. She's being
That has
shown.
dual meaning.
She's being shown what she wants to see.
Mhm.
It's bullshit.
Sorry, I just saw the Bahamut thing.
I
So-
when Alina mentioned that she'd seen her wife and her wife turned up but said that she couldn't talk, and Lena spoke to her anyway because she just wanted to say something, to have some connection to her, and the second that she did, a green talent hand popped out of nowhere and grabbed her and dragged her out of frame. It felt so theatrical, so staged. Of course, the second that she said anything, Valen just happened to appear there. Valen's everywhere. Valen's always present, omnipresent, always watching, always available, always has her eyes on Alina. Is the thing that Valen wants Alina to think.
And dragons are known as master deceivers.
I don't think that the person that Alina is seeing in that mirror is actually her wife. I think Valen's created an illusion as a way to further torment Alina and bend her to do what she wants her to do.
I suppose we got another dragon kill after this, then.
Yeah. The things I can't... Until we're ready for that fight, I can't say it to Alina. I love her, but she is so ready to drop everything and throw herself immediately into danger the second that there is a chance that there's something going on with her wife. And if she learns that that small sliver she's been given from Valen is bullshit, it doesn't matter what state she's in, she's going to go charging after her immediately. If we want to take down
she's
Valen,
already on the cusp of that already.
if we want to take down Valen, we have to do it when we're ready for it, not in the state we're in now. Benevolt says, kind of looking back towards like Ash, looking at his his paws, wondering why he doesn't have scratchy paws, and like Sue near passed out on a bench. It's like,
Everything's so colorful.
we're
Yeah, Volk is still standing up straight. She looks horribly exhausted, but she's doing it as a show of I'm fine, I'm the protective one here. I'm making sure that everyone here is safe.
look, I've made a rule for myself that I'm going to stop lying to people and keeping secrets. I've been doing that for far too long, so that's what I'm telling you. But I'm personally of the opinion that this is something we should hold off on telling Alina until we're ready to take down Valen, and then that's what we do. We go and we kill that fucking dragon.
I was gonna make a snide comment about that, but I don't think it's the time or place right now. But I understand. We have to think of a plan to get to Valen or something similar, though I don't think right now is any time. If anything, everyone needs to get some rest and take care of themselves. We can worry about it near the end of our
Recovery.
rest.
Yeah. I can ask 3 more questions today of Lord Bahamut. I was kind of planning on holding off on them until they knew from the first cast what I might need to clarify, but honestly, I don't know if there's much that really needs clarifying at this point. We know that that's Ember. We know that killing Ember is our decision. There's no calling on that one, and we now know, to a certain degree, that Valen has been fucking with Alina. Shocker. I could try to ask if that mirror is actually the Feywild, but if the illusion itself is already falsified for Alina, then who's to say the location isn't falsified as well?
I could try to look at it.
Alina
I might be able to catch something.
keeps a fairly close hand on that mirror. You might need to. Well, I suppose you could make just ask to see her wife. It's an innocent enough request.
Hmm.
Okay. Thanks for listening, by the way.
She will put a hand on your shoulder. You said talking helps people. And I'm here to listen.
Yeah, I guess so. I can't exactly get away with being a hypocrite any longer now, can I?
And I don't think you could lie to me that well.
Oh, come on now.
I just
Gives
don't
it-
think he got it in.
gives her a little. I give her a little elbow nudge, just like I'm an actor. Comes with the territory. And then tries to walk away confidently and stumbles slightly because 16 hit points.
Uh-huh. You may be a pretty boy, but you ain't that pretty.
Oh,
You ain't
you're only,
Catboy pretty.
yeah, you're only saying that because you've got eyes for someone else.
She'll cross her arms and roll her eyes. Has a bit of a gilded smile to herself.
All right. I think with that, Benevolt's gotta go. Like, okay. I'm sure the king probably wants to have a word with us, but unless he has guards come along and usher us in there, I'm kind of feeling like we're good. We've already saved his city. We deserve a rest. How does everybody feel?
yeah.
How does everyone feel about finding some room here with a bed and just relaxing for a little bit?
You get a Volk thumbs up.
I will walk over to Sue and just pick her up. Alright, I got this one.
No, you don't. Come here. And she'll give you another arm because both of you are really hurt right now. and such.
Alright. Let's see. Go look around. Are there any?
I'm talking to God.
Yeah, no, God went well. God went well. The bird is Ember.
Oh, good. Good. That's right. Do we know why the bird is amber?
Unfortunately, why isn't one of the questions I can ask. It has to be a yes or no answer.
Oh.
Believe
Try
me.
asking, like,
Believe me, the spell would work a lot better if I could just call up God and go, why?
You know, I feel like I'm asking him the same thing right now.
Farland, just a heads up. I don't
Yes.
think the chat can see.
Oh.
I don't think the stream can see all the way down to the Roll20 chat. That's
Oh, okay. I
bottom
will do
right
an
here.
adjust on that. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
Let's see now. Roll20 chat. Hold up. I'll need to.
Ash looks at Kage and says, "Let's go for a swim." Then falls asleep.
Hmm.
This is just bringing me back to, you know, that one fucking meme of like the orangutan with a bunch of otters.
Yeah.
It's like, I cast locate clan. Can't cast that every 5 minutes.
But I did, though. Alright.
I jump into the water. There is no water. Why?
Alright. That
Why
seems
water go?
that seems to have fixed it. No, hang on. Did I fix it or no? It was there for
No,
a
you did.
sec. Okay,
Oh.
yeah, no, it's good.
Oh, when you change between layers, the position of the chat also changes.
Yeah.
So if you go over to the other layer, you also shift up Roll20.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, that seems to work. Cool. That's us sorted, at least for this map. Yeah, so Benevolt kind of looks around. Are there any guards nearby? Or, well, I suppose everyone's dead other than the ones that are in the throne room, right?
Oh, everyone is very dead. But there are people. You can say that commoners are being escorted out of the castle, being checked on by then very quickly approaching fundamental troops of your promised soldiers,
Ah.
as well as Condinian hoplites.
As a
We need to find Tapras.
Who?
Tapras.
Oh, Tabris came back with everybody else. Gotta look around the group of people, like, because I believe everybody with Volker,
Yes.
like, yeah. So, like, Tabris, there,
Oh,
there he
everybody's
is.
back.
Yeah.
Tabris is here. He is heavily wounded. But he's alive.
He like looks over at him and just sort of like smiles sleepily. God, I was really hoping he wasn't gonna come back.
Tabris looks genuinely comforted by your presence enough to give you a smile back. And then he puts his sword away finally, gives you a thumbs up.
I will thumbs up back.
For her troubles, Tawari also just remarks, "Well, I'll be damned. I guess you got all the fun out of it in the end. But hey, go fight an army. That was good. I'll say you owe me next time."
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah, sure will.
I will.
She like wipes a small amount of blood from the corner of her mouth.
I will look to one of the hoplites and just go. Have any of you seen Isabel at all?
As you wait for the hoplites to also make their way up to the throne room, they do so in procession. They take a close rear guard watch as they approach the throne room. And as you ask the question, the hoplite points down, and down to the crowd of commoners you can see Isabel is down there, dismounted from her horse. She is checking in with the people that were stuck in the castle.
I'll kind of turn my head to Sue, still like holding her over my shoulder, and just go. She did it.
She did it. That's
You
very good.
you hear the stern voice of a royal guard address you. "Members of the long promise, the king calls you."
Right, yeah, figured this was coming. As you can see, we are a good bit worse for wear, so I hope the king will excuse our current state.
The guard does not respond to your statement, merely awaits for you to step forward.
Well trained, well
We're
trained.
a talkative bunch here.
Let's go have a word with the king, shall we? Kinda stumble forward.
Go carefully.
The king is as I have already mentioned, a young human man, bearing a golden crown. Long blue vestments flow from the sides of his arms, as an ordained blue gold cloak shifts behind him as he stands up. On one hand, he's holding the black mace of Valdrazar. As he stares at you, what are you all doing?
Bleeding mostly.
Yeah, Benevolt will walk forward and, knowing that he's still supporting Sue, he won't attempt to do anything more over the top than just bowing his head low, but he's still standing because have to support woman.
Okay. What is Kage and Ash doing?
I imagine Kage is kind of holding Ash up, and at the moment, Ash is looking very closely at the side of Kage's face, and he points. He goes, "You're Kage."
You're right. I am Kage.
What is Kage doing?
Being pointed at, I guess.
Accepting
Being Kage, what the fuck else?
So just standing there, and I take it. Okay. And what is
Yeah,
Volk doing?
just making sure he's okay.
Mhm.
There's
And
no lasting permanent damage.
what is Volk doing?
Volk is between both parties, making sure that both of them don't collapse, or if anything else happens. Volk does not bow or give reverence, as she does not like this man, or people of power that she does not see as respectful, as he did not join the combat.
Mm,
But
Fair
she's dealing
enough.
with it.
very fair. Honestly, I mean, this king hasn't earned your field,
Nope.
which what makes what happens next all the better. Giles lifts a hand, and with a disgruntled and irritated expression, demands out loud, "You stand before the presence of a king. Kneel." And as he speaks, I need each of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
I feel like Ash should probably have to take this at disadvantage.
You may,
Is
yes, if you want to.
Is this a charm at all or no?
This could be considered a charm effect, yes. I think. Let me double check. We'll say that it is for now because I need to be a little bit to find that. That is on gem mode, but it's at 12 for Ash.
Oh, sorry.
I think that's from last time when you were rolling death saving throws.
Yeah.
19, very good. 13, very good, decent, with a -1, honestly. 26 is perfect. Kage?
Button.
15, also very good. Benevolt, you watch as the rest of your companions are forced on the floor as a supernatural command echoes through the room. Your bodies give way, and obediently, you drop to one knee, scraping on the floor.
Benevolt, seeing Sue like forced to the ground, like from his shoulder, kind of like looks to her and then like no longer bowing his head, raises his head and like matches eyes with the king.
You stand before the presence of divine royalty. I understand that from whatever farmland the peasant leader has gathered you from, manners were not to your upbringing, but you will learn your position before kingship. I earned my throne, and it will be respected. You may stand. As he says the word stand, the enchantment ends, and you feel your bodies free to move once again.
Was there a response from like him seeing the fact that Benevolt did not kneel?
Make an insight check.
Okay. You do. You know what? I have an inspiration. I'm gonna use an inspiration. I had an inspiration.
You had an inspiration.
23.
23 is really good. You can read the figure before you well enough to understand that he caught an eye of your resilience. He did not bring any attention to it. He was too focused on your allies. With a 23, I'll also say you can tell that this is a man who takes himself very seriously, and those who do not, as evident, he will reprimand. But you also sense a sort of childish, necessary desire to sort of prove his authority. The fact that he acted so hastily the moment only you sort of bowed your head to declare himself as king, and to use the magic that he used so readily, there is peculiar shallowness or lack of experience you would be expecting from a younger person.
Benevolt kind of like clocks all of this and just helps Sue back up to her feet whilst maintaining unblinking eye contact with him. He's just staring him down.
Now, with the pleasantries out of the way, his expression shifts to a smile, a big wide grin. I wish to thank you.
What?
Of course. You are the saviors of the crown, not? You are the ones who have stormed within my throne and saved me from death's embrace, or at the very least, my most loyal subject. His hands shift to the side to point to the royal guard, who do not shift from their position in the slightest. That was your efforts, I believe. I can also ascertain that it was your capabilities, your prowess, that has liberated my city today. For that, I wish to show gratitude.
Benevolt will kind of look to everyone else to just see if any of them feel like saying anything immediately. He's gonna kind of let them have a moment if they wish to say anything, since they were the ones who were forced to their knees.
Sue sort of shakily looks up at the king and goes, "You have a very funny way of showing it."
His smile drops.
When it comes to Volk, she is grinding her teeth by a lot and is actively holding onto like the side of her arm, like pinching it quite a bit with her nails. She is pissed at this king, and she's doing her best not to immediately call him out on what she believes is horribly incorrect.
Your Majesty...
For your
That's good.
yeah, for your upbringing, to be a Gavarian, to stand before the presence of a Athenian king, well, a crowned king, you have never met an individual so full of themselves, who does have probably the strength to back it up, but even when dealing with the leadership of Gavarian authority, you expect some form of courtesy, and at the very least, if spellcraft is to be used, it's going to be used as an offense, not flippantly.
Mm-hmm. She sees someone who's unworthy that basically did basically something that would be considered as a hero of the Gavarian Empire, and he made them kneel. That is horrible.
Your Majesty Giles Kraus, you are misinformed, I'm afraid.
What regard?
You said that we are the heroes of your city, the ones who saved your life. But as you said yourself, we were drawn here by a young girl. Her name is Isabella Lacrossa. Her father was a knight of the Lacrossa family. Right now, she's down in the courtyard, tending to your people, ensuring that they are safe and well and taken care of. She led the army here. She led us here. She is the reason that Grundina even lended any support at all. Otherwise, they had fully intended to leave you to your fates without her words. The only person who is deserving of any of your thanks or gratitude is Lacrossa, Isabel Lacrossa, and she is the reason you are alive today. We're just people who went along with what she said. And everything we did for our own reasons. But she did it to save you and your kingdom and your people.
seems to be thought for a moment.
Benevolt will reach into his bag and shakily pull out the missive that he has been holding on to this entire time from the King of Now, and he will begin to advance towards the king, holding the letter out, expecting guards to advance towards him to, like, block him from handing something directly to this man, because of course they're not going to allow that, but he's going to keep walking until he's told no.
You step forward. Guards stand perfectly still. And as you approach him, 5 feet away from him, he opens his eyes from contemplation. He doesn't shift an inch, realizing that you're in front of him. Holding up the missive, he takes it, opens it, and reads it.
And Benevolt will
His expression,
step back.
his expression sours visibly when he finishes reading the letter. Closes his eyes. He closes the letter, then his expression returns to a more stoic, unreadable one. Fine, pause. Very well then. It is the peasant I shall reward handsomely, if that is your will. However, you still saved me in a time of need. It was you who came to my rescue and not her. I still wish to bestow upon you a boon. Now I have heard
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
that parts of my kingdom have been mismanaged by the nobles I have kept within the court. Tell me, how is the state of Rubria?
Well, we can only speak to the western side of the country. It was the only side we saw. But you are in need of assistance. Your lands lay ravaged, and as far as we are aware, even now, despite the fact that we have driven the enemy from the capital, they still hold sway to the south in the Blightheart Castle and other regions to the south of your kingdom.
Then it is as I have expected. Tell me, on your way here, has any of my nobles granted you any land?
Indeed. We were granted lands to the west, on the western road from Knollspire Ridge, lying north towards Vertaline.
Ah, of course. That was not his to give away. However, as I said, a boon needs to be bestowed, and this is mine. You may hold on to the land that you have been given, now properly ordained by I, as I recognize the authority wielded within my domain. Nevertheless, you answer now to me.
Benevolt kind of cocks his head slightly. It's like, sorry, Your Majesty. Answer to you. In what
Indeed.
regard?
All those who behold land in my kingdom answer to me.
I see.
You are now my subject. But fret not, you are not peasant. For your prowess and your capabilities, I bestow upon you the title of Lords. Each of you are to be members of the noble circle within my kingdom. You may rejoice.
Benevolt kind of like takes a second and just kind of like pauses on it, goes, kind of looks to Volker and goes like, I'm about to do something really stupid, but I'm never going to get a chance to do something like this in my entire life.
You see, Volk has been holding her tongue this entire time, and she was about to say something to this man that might have not been good, whatsoever.
Mhm.
And she gives you the nod of absolute approval. Anything you're about to do, she has your back on.
Your Majesty, I respectfully return the bastion of Rainbow's Landing to your ownership. I am a citizen of Krondina. I have no fealty to the lands of Rubria, outside of my own decision to help as I see fit. This does not stand for the rest of my party. They are free to make their own decisions, but I, Benevolt Hendrix, disavow the title of Lord.
How very diplomatic of you. But that is not your decision to make.
Surely the lands are mine to do with as I see fit as a lord, correct?
Indeed. And
So-
you also are expected to uphold them and upkeep them at fine status. Failure to do so is treason to the crown. You understand?
Oh, I understand completely, my lord, but if the lands don't belong to me anymore, then I'm not the lord of those lands. The same stood for when the House Hawkmere had their lands taken away. They lost their nobility, correct?
Well, that's
Make-
what His Majesty said. You never owned those lands to begin with.
Make a persuasion check using logic fact.
Persuasion. 21.
His expression shifts a little.
Mhm.
Into fury that is
Mm.
quickly quenched. Fine. Your lands are forfeit. The bastion that you have ruled upon, as well as its subjects, now fall back under my command.
I hope you will treat them well. They have served me well, and they are all very capable. I'm sure they will be of great use to you, Your Majesty.
If their loyalty is true, then yes.
Oh, unspeakably. Well,
And what of the rest of you?
I was formally not given a bastion, so I have no land to speak of or anything similar of that nature.
His gaze falls on Kage, Superbia, and Ash.
Ash is blinking, and because after that little psychic assault, he's not quite back yet, but you can see that the processors are coming back online. But he doesn't say anything. He's just kind of rubbing his head.
I would be the same as Benevolt. Like, Sue is legitimately, like, fighting unconsciousness
Mhm.
at this stage.
So be it. And what of you, warrior?
Kind of like the place that we were putting together. It'll, whether in my control or anyone else's, I'm sure it'll provide security for the land.
You wish to also forfeit your claim.
I don't really know, so I'm looking at the others very
Yep. Benevolt will
cautiously. It's like, is
Benevolt
this what I
will
do?
lock eyes with you and just be like, it's your decision, friend. I have made mine, but it's ultimately up to you. And I think
Decisions.
I think Ash is
Only
planning on
one
holding
thing
to.
terrifies Kage.
Yeah, I think Ash is planning on handing on to his as well. Kind of looking at Ash, I think.
Yeah,
Look at Ash. He's like, ooh, a butterfly.
yeah. The purple is so purple.
As you sort of like seem so absent-mindedly, at this point, Giles snaps, looks to you, Ash, and says, "Behave yourself. You stand before a king." Make another wisdom saving throw, Ash.
All right. Wisdom at disadvantage.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Crit
Oof.
fail.
And it was a 21 on the other side. Goddamn.
Ash, you feel your utter memories be heavily suppressed as your mind aches for but a few brief moments. The memories you had when your soul was still floating seem like a distant dream.
I just kind of like I said, he's rubbing his head. He's like, "Oh, what is even happening right now? Where are we?"
Your companion seems heavily dazed.
He died. He got better.
Then let us keep this brief.
Hmm.
You have not given me your answer, warrior. What will it be?
It's okay.
The only thing that terrifies Kage is real estate.
Making decisions.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Terrifying.
normally do this. This is why I keep him around most of the time. Well, he doesn't really have anywhere else that's his, so he'll keep a hold of it for now.
Good. Now, before we finish our discussion, the next step. He holds up the mace. To the victor goes the spoil. And he tosses the Nightbringer at your feet, Kage. A worthy weapon, slayed foe. Feel no need to hold on. It is yours to keep. Use it how you wish.
Does Kage take it?
Why not?
After all,
branch out
why
into bludgeoning.
shouldn't I?
Alright. You pick up the Nightbringer. Add Nightbringer to your inventory. As you take the mace, a flash of memory is apparent in your mind. You gain the following information about it. The Nightbringer is a powerful mace that grants you dark vision,
Ooh.
immunity to fire damage, and you have immunity to the charmed and frightened condition.
I see.
Just picking up that mace right before you went to fight Emperor would have been real handy.
This is just taking the last of the governors off of Kage.
You will need to attune to the item to gain this benefit.
Makes sense.
Give it to Sue.
Oh god, that is terrifying.
Immediately switches all levels into Paladin.
Yeah, I just picked up Smite. As in
As,
Smite kicked your ass.
As the conversation dies down, the king does remark, considering, however, that it has been brought up, I may as well address it. Members of the Long Promise, you have already informed me that it was the peasant girl within my kingdom that has rallied you to my cause.
Her name is
I don't-
Isabel.
Isabel. Yes. Effective immediately. The promised army is to fall under my command.
Benevolt's gonna kind of like think back on what's written in the missive from now, and just like, well, yes, the offensive continues. The promised army was promised you to retake your country. It's not fully retaken yet, just the capital. So
Indeed.
they shall serve until this country has been retaken, and then, well, they shall return to now.
That they shall, once the enemy has been driven from my kingdom. You will leave.
Understood. As we are not citizens of Rubria, I hope you will understand that we are here as part of an alliance from Krundina. We are.
I do not believe you understand. Priest, you are not wanted here. You, the girl, the buffoon, and the Gevarian. You are to leave my kingdom effective immediately and return to Krundina.
And what's gonna kind of like raise his eyes slightly. It's like, it is a foolish move to refuse help when it is freely offered, Your Majesty.
Foolish? My would-be allies left me to die for 3 years, Priest. 3 years this war has been raged. 3 months my capital has been under siege. And at the very last moment you arrive. Be thankful that your last are not spent upon the guillotine. If you are not going to be subject to my rule, then you are not wanted within my kingdom.
Can I roll an insight on this child?
Sure. Go for it.
How
agree.
Specifically, how scared is he right now of us?
Get a check.
Oh, not that. I have another reason why to insight him.
So that's a nat 20. That's 30. I read his mind.
Volk,
It is a
insight check.
pamphlet.
You want an insight check or something else?
I want to see if there's, like, he's been acting erratically. I want to see if there's anything like, maybe another presence talking to him, something else that's possibly influencing him right now, or is it just him being a bratty child?
Arcana check.
Okay, Arcana. Nope.
Oofa. You
8.
you got an inspiration in the tank, or you tapped out?
Nope. Don't really have any of those. That's fun.
All right. With a 30 on insight, Benevolt, you can read the person in front of you. He's acting like a fucking kid. He is scared of you. You can tell that. He is keeping his distance from everyone. Your prowess and strength must have scared him so much that the idea of you not be loyal to him makes you spies for the other kingdom that has left him basically die, and their customary aid saving him last minute, well, it could be withdrawn at any moment, so logically and illogically, he is afraid of you. As for his tantrum, it could be better managed, certainly, but he is acting mostly out of emotion.
I would like to do something.
What would you like to do?
That's something regicide?
Yeah,
Oh,
I cast
no.
Warcry.
Pardon, let me rephrase. I would like to do the thing that I would want to do a second amount towards casting a 7th level arcane eruption at this man's feet.
You wish to attack him?
No, God, no.
Not today.
Okay, so I am going to allow level 14 of Divine Soul Sorcerer to kick in. And as Sue is going to take her weight off of Benevolt, so that she's standing on her own 2 feet. And from her back to they're like a cross between dragon wings and actual feathered wings are going to sprout.
Want to post the feature?
Yep.
Okay, hold the thought. Volker, as you're scrutinizing the king to see if there's some kind of magical manipulation taking place, something feels off. This person for you, from what you've heard of Giles, he should be younger looking. But the way that you perceive him is sort of the way that you believe he is. What stands before you is the man-child. But his visage is off. You can't really place it, you're not sure why. His behavior, well, could be genuine, but you can't really tell for certain influence. And then a celestial heavenly light flows from Superbia as a pair of spectral draconic wings sprout from her back. As that happens, the guard remains unflinchingly still. But Giles, his eyes open wide. You have his attention.
Sue is going to slowly drift into the air until she is looking down at this man. And I am going to roll persuasion.
Are you sure about its intimidation?
Depends on what you say.
Is there an inspire awe feat?
Surely a king of your stature would understand the benefits of keeping those so close to the divine in his country when they have already shown a predilection to helping him, regardless of Vex.
Make a persuasion check.
Oof.
Yeah, no, we're using our last inspiration on that.
Yeah, because that's a 4 on the die. That was ridiculous.
How about a 3?
Oh my god! Jen!
Wait, hang on.
Trial.
We can burn a group wood if we want to on this. It's up to you. Oh, actually, you have Divine's Favor, don't you?
Let me see. No, Favored by the Gods is just for saving throws and attack rolls. Can I burn a group inspiration?
I'm group.
I'm
Oh,
fine with
really?
it.
Okay.
Google.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my
Fuck
god,
me.
dice! Come
Ooh.
on. Okay, do we want to try one more? Because we had 5, we're now in 4. Do we want to burn one more, or are we holding
One
on? to
more.
it?
Go for it. I'm gonna say the thing I shouldn't say. Can't
Peace
possibly
is
be
okay.
worse.
Wow,
This
dice
is
dice just
adorable.
decided fuck you tonight. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's
4,
not happening.
5, 5, 6. Well, we tried.
Dice should tell a story.
You say that, and there is a moment of confliction. His expression does not shift, but his eyes are unfocused. How can I trust?
A
Did
small.
we not just kill an elder dragon for you?
What you did,
Did
it
I
for
not-
the
Did
people
I
of
not?
this city.
I'm going to cut him off. Did I not just partake in your most sacred ritual and not only partake in it, but improve upon it to imprison said great worm?
This I know. Doesn't this guy have like any advisors that are still like alive?
There's an archbishop there who's fucking exhausted.
Napping in the corner.
He's got like 5 levels of
Oh.
exhaustion.
All yes men though.
As for that question, there's no noble advisory present here. Not
All
that you
dead.
can see. It is his royal guard, the priest in the corner who is just straight up passed out at this point. Like, the man has been keeping a ritual going for months. Let him be. I'm not even gonna lie. He straight up deserves it. Like, he's a hero in his own right. But the king. He hangs his head low. He doesn't seem to respond.
Jen, I did roll a nat 20 earlier on Inside.
Yep.
He was scared of us, but looking around the throne room, the guards just saw Sue alight her wings and fly up, like a display of power, in front of the king. And this is how this response is going. None of the guards are like raising arms or anything like that.
Nope.
Are they actually like awake and like responsive in any way, or they seem to like, because they didn't even react when I just walked up to him?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, Phylon. I've been sitting here thinking, we're in an astral situation. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can tell the
They're all
gods are
mannequins.
conscious, and they are just not acting. If they're commanded, they might, but no one is jumping in to save his hide.
Beloved ruler.
His head still low. He mumbles something under his breath. What's your passive perception, Superbia?
9.
Mine's a 20.
9. Yours are 20. Benevolt will be able to just hear very vaguely. No grace. None at all. Shift.
23 from Volk. Sorry, Volk's got me beat.
Volk can also hear that. He's sort of eating his own words, but you hear that.
No grace. What else did he say?
No grace, none at all.
Is he saying that to himself or?
Unclear.
He's looking down at his fit. He sniffles. With one hand, he wipes the bottom part of his nose. And he sniffles again.
Benevolt is going to take one step forward, kind of look him in the eyes, and go, Giles.
The moment you say his name, he snaps at attention. His expression is once again stoic.
Are you okay?
Fine. You may remain within my kingdom as allies of Grundina. Last thing I would want is to make the impression of my leadership seem unwieldy, or even yet hostile to my allies.
Giles, are you okay?
Yes, I am fine.
You do know, like, this is a war. It's a lot of scary things just happened. People tried to attack you. It's okay to be frightened. You know that, right?
A king fears not. Cannot.
Well,
He looks over to Superbia, as if done with talking to you. And where will you be staying? As I recall, your bastion is no longer yours.
I would not presume to expect hospitality from my and she will look over. Friends. Looking over to Kage and Ash.
Ash is starting to come around, and was able to pick up the last few seconds of the
Exchange.
conversation. Yeah, and he like that childlike movement and wonder is gone, and he's like sagging pretty heavy right now. He says he just kind of gives you a shaky thumbs up and smiles at you.
Then I think our living arrangements have been decided.
Splendid. You will stay with your allies then.
Of course, your liege.
And what's gonna?
And
Oh, sorry, good.
before you do, a look is going to pass over Superbia's face. One that hasn't been there before. Where she will cock her head slightly to the left, looking down at the king, and smiles broadly, showing teeth. Of course, we will help you reclaim your kingdom, and we will ensure that only the good of it survives.
Are you earnest in that statement?
That's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard Sue say.
Yeah, I think that's 100% honest.
I hope you get the day you deserve.
I did not hear an answer. Are you being earnest in that statement?
Yes.
All right. Giles' mood shift. Smiles again. Pleasant here. You will find my rule to be a righteous one, now that it shall be properly beginning.
I dearly, truly hope so, Your Grace.
His smile shifts once again, dropping to as his expression becomes stoic. You may leave the throne room. The capital will need time to be rebuilt. It is in no state to support the people of my kingdom. And I have much work to do. My enemies still within boundaries, and I would like for them to be. I will need to talk. I will need to talk to the heads of the house. Mobilize it. I expect, he looks over towards both Kage and Ash, your involvement in time.
Yes, my liege.
He looks over to Kage.
He's just standing there menacingly.
Menacingly.
Wins.
What's your passive menace?
He's not too worried. I mean, the next like several years, or he's not gonna be able to do anything but like look at construction reports for the next several years.
I do love the idea of like the king like comes searching for Kage for like some sort of like diplomatic thing where he's supposed to help with like rebuilding the capital, and the king just enters Kage's office and he's just standing in the middle of it, stock still, staring at him, and the king does not get a single word out of him the entire time.
Yeah.
As you remain silent and menacing, the king speaks. Answer. The king commands it. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Boop.
Oh shit.
You can choose not to.
Bring that weak ass shit up in here, son.
25 just barely succeeds.
Damn.
Destroy it. No.
It's just, excuse me, I don't speak bottom. Can you speak up?
You remain silent.
Yeah, and I mean, just standing completely silently. Does that count as an intimidation?
Make an intimidation check.
Sometimes it does.
Oh wow, 3. Nice.
We're not really
Uh,
low.
No, well, we're
A couple
rolling
of the
ability
Don't you have
saves.
Indomitable?
Don't think it works on
Uh,
ability checks.
You know what? I do have an indomitable.
Does it work on ability checks?
No, it's saving throws.
Yeah, I figured.
Two of the royal guards sort of like shift and look at one another. One of them takes a step back, the closest to you.
Oh no! Please don't tell me to fight him, please, dude. Come on, don't tell me to fight him.
Did you see what he did to their commander? My man was jello.
The king nears. The doors of the throne room open wide as Isabel enters, accompanied by members of the Promised Army.
Sue, upon seeing Isabel, will immediately fly over to hover at her shoulder.
Isabel's immediately her mood shifts from worried to joy as you sweep over towards her. And reading the room a little bit, she realizes things are not so joyful, so he becomes serious. The king points to the doorway. You may go. I have words to speak to the one who has saved my kingdom.
Indeed. Your Majesty, thank you for your time. And may I leave you as a citizen of Crendino with one final message, if you'll indulge me further.
You may not.
Benevolt smiles slightly, because until we meet again, and bows, and will start making his way out of the throne room.
As you exit,
Sue will look over to the king, look to Isabel, and loudly say, "Do stay safe, my leader."
it
And will fly out of the room.
Isabel says aloud, like, "Did I miss?" And as you fly away, she sort of like her voice, her tone of voice lowers. Did I miss something? As all of you are exiting, you are met with the rest of your companions outside. The doors to the throne room close.
Volk will mention when she picked up on the 8 Arcana that there is something kind of wrong with how he, is form-wise, I believe. Like, he's supposed to be a lot younger than he actually is.
Yeah, no, the artificial aging that killed both his grandfather and father does seem to still be in effect. Whatever's causing that is definitely having an effect on him. That is not a man, that is a child. He was terrified of us. He was absolutely terrified of the potential of us being here and not being something that he could control. This whole situation is about him not being able to hold control of anything because people just burst into his throne room and tried to kill him. And if you're, I'm going to guess, maybe about 10 years old, mentally, that's terrifying. And the only thing he has going for him is being able to put up a front of pretending to be the big king that he thinks he's supposed to be, because that's the only shield he has left to keep him safe at the moment.
I don't believe X like that. I think maybe the crown or something more not compassionate, not empathetic is speaking. And I think that split second that we saw of shaking of
Him
not
saying,
graces
yeah, him saying no
actually
grace.
was him.
Yeah. The second I spoke up, he did seem to go back to putting up the performance, as it were, putting back on the mask.
I don't think it is a performance. I think it is something split. Something more than just him acting.
Well, unfortunately, the only way we'd be able to figure out what's up there is to remove the crown. Or I could try doing some more communes and see if that works. I have to think about my questions.
Tabris and the rest of your companions who are waiting outside, cocked an eyebrow. Is everything all right? Is everything all right?
Well, all of us apart from Kage and Van just gave up our bastions. And I suppose Dante and Alina, because they weren't really asked, so I guess they still have theirs.
Kirathos look shocked. Why would you do that? Question marks?
Because the king's an asshole.
Yeah, every figurehead of authority is. I hear the High King of Grandina is a saint. Doubt he's any better.
Well, this one is particularly one.
But far aside from that, he made it abundantly clear that keeping our bastions meant that we were his subjects, that we were subject to his rule, and that we were to serve under him. I'm not a subject of Rubria. I'm from Grandina. I'm a Grandinian.
You could have just lied and said yes. And as he says that, Tabris nods at Benevolt. Good. Honest truth is what will get us through these hard times.
Also, this guy needs to be convinced and taught the lesson that allies are helpful and a good thing, and that you can actually work with people who don't directly serve you. It's going to take a bit of work. We'll try to walk him there because he's very fucking stupid, but we're going to get him there.
He's a kid.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yes.
makes it the worst part.
When I was talking to him there, I could just see how fucking terrified he was of us, of everything that happened. I tried to get through to him that it's okay that he was scared, that that's alright, but whatever enchantment is on him, or whatever forces going on with that crown, it doesn't appear that he's allowing anything in that isn't something that he's directly willing to accept as his own idea.
He's also been in fight or flight for like a month straight, so
yeah. Oh,
is there a place to sit down?
Well, let's look at the fact. Straight chimes in. The capital there has been the war between Rubria and the Cardanum has been waging for 3 years. For 3 months, the capital has been under siege. We arrived
2 weeks ago?
I want to say 2 weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, practically speaking, Cordina could have sent more support within the first year, at least the second.
Yeah.
Any wise ruler would probably be a little suspicious of an ally who fails to show up so late. But I really believe it is irrational. Seem unstable.
Oh, I don't think he's... No, actually, yeah, he might be a little mentally unstable. He did have a point where he straight up stopped engaging with us, and started speaking about there being no grace when he was looking at himself as though he was not measuring up to what he needed to be as a king. That he didn't have the grace of being a king, and that he was lackluster. That was when Sue showed him up.
The worry shrugs. I also stop talking to people when they piss me off. Usually, at the same time, I start swinging my weapon at them.
Yeah, well, he very much didn't feel like swinging. I feel like because he realized it wasn't a fight he was going to win with 4 guards and himself. Even as messed up as we all are, we could still probably take him. But all that said, that's not really what we're here for. We're not here to commit regicide. We're here to help this kingdom.
Sue, by the way, is hovering just nearby, and has for a couple of minutes, or for a couple of seconds, regardless of if anybody's actually looking, in midair, hunches over and brings her knees up to her chest and wraps her arms around them and just stays like that for a couple of seconds. Just hovering there like that before she uncurls herself and brings herself down to stand beside you all. Still hasn't said a word.
As you stand on the ground, you feel something soft underneath. You look down and you see Dante is lying on the floor.
Hey,
Oh, Dante, hello.
I'm really hungry. It's hot.
Oh,
It's
you
really hot.
you haven't drank in a very long time, have you?
Not since I ate that one dude's time.
Cool.
You eat time?
Yeah.
We should
What do you eat?
get you something to eat. Does blood still work for you, or are we a bit past that?
No internal organs. I'm gonna say past.
Cool. So you need to consume someone's life force, or like the amount of
Yep.
life they have. Okay.
Yes, sirree.
Okay.
Oh, lighter.
Yeah. Tell you what, bud.
Why are you
Let's
so tall?
let's get you up and moving, and we'll figure
Yes.
out something for that.
Oh,
So
Tabris is
Taps
up.
off of it.
Estrella
Hey, glad to see you
actually
awake.
Estrella actually puts a hand on your Benevolt, on your shoulder, Benevolt, and goes, "No,
What?
no, you, and me, and everyone else. We're going to have a rest, a big one,
Yeah. No, that sounds like a good idea.
and we'll find you something to eat. But well, the city is likely not going to be very helpful to us, and King is not to be trusted. I doubt we're staying here. Any safe places we should go to?
I mean, if we could get ourselves a cart, we could start heading back towards Vanbridge. That is going to be a hell of a trip, though.
Oh,
Then let's start.
I could try to teleport us there. I don't know where we'll end up. I could try.
There's also your bastion, Huecamundo, right? We have a teleportation circle there.
Oh, there is.
Do you
I
have...
don't
Oh.
have it prepared, but there is.
Ah, of course.
Oh well, congratulations, Dante. You're probably a noble of Rubria. Pat.
Oh, that sucks. I don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah, we...
They could get out being taxes for having a church on my yard.
Go ahead, Aries.
Volk would look over to Dante and offer a hand. If you're hungry, you can have some of my time.
How much?
A few years.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Shitty ones at the end.
Do you need Dante?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
All
we're
right.
willing.
Yeah, Volk's doing it.
Like a creature from a fantasy series I do not condone nor support. Dante, you literally draw upon the life energy of Volker, almost as if you're sort of sucking it in. And as you do, Volker visibly ages up 3 years. Dante, your hunger is satisfied for 1 day.
Oh my
Yep.
god! 3 years for 1
Awesome.
day! Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I told you it was the shitty ones at the end. They're not as nutritious.
Feel better. Still really hot though. Still feel very light. Lighter than normal.
I'm
Cool.
only a human, so I don't have much to give. Apologies.
Yeah, you...
No, It's not that. I don't think.
When you do bring that up, Ayla walks up to you, Dante. She is right. Look. Here.
What?
Can you
I'm
control
good
how
for
much?
today.
Okay, the next time you're hungry, can you control how much you take in?
How much you want to give?
Half a century.
Oh, okay. Are you
Look,
sure?
That's a lot.
Look, I will be honest. You don't get a lot of friends growing up when you are sort of infiltrating different cults of faith. You've been kind to me. And you've kept me safe in places that are truly dangerous. I want to help.
Much appreciated.
Ayla, let me be clear. Wherever it is that we are, wherever it is that I am, you are welcome.
You can show your appreciation by considering helping me in the future. She smiles weakly.
Well, after we've
That will happen.
recovered a bit, I think our next stop is definitely that celestial observatory, because I want to figure out what the hell Ember wanted up there.
And also, well, we were going to be going there anyway for you, Ayla, so...
We can consider our movements once we are all able to perform the journey. You all respectfully look worse than us, and we fought an army.
You're welcome.
Sorcerer says, "Yes, thank you, Dante."
I did heal y'all.
Yes,
Tabris was
exactly.
almost down.
Tabris was dying. No, I'm serious. Did I come out as sarcastic? I meant it.
Sorry, the default setting is sarcasm. I take and receive.
Nah.
Always that.
So, how much does Dante get from taking half a century?
You take it now?
Yeah, when I'm hungry. I don't want to take it
Okay.
now. It's like if they changed your mind, it's all right.
Okay.
I'll roll something in.
All right.
Essentially the 100, so half of it. Oh, okay.
Before we go heading anywhere, let's go find Catherine.
Who's that?
Sir
Oh,
Catherine.
whispered.
Sir Catherine.
Whoever's closest to that.
The knight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We need to stop. We need to stop at like a little. You know, actually, I think I got it. Yeah, I got it.
All
When
right.
you say her name, Ash like pulls himself up, and it's like, yeah, let's get there. Let's find her.
Not too hard. The bodies have not even been buried yet. You move to the city, taking time, but you will eventually reach the outer wall, whereupon your forces are taking care of those who have passed away. Amongst the soldiers, the members of higher privilege, knight specifically, have their own little placement outside of the city walls. Amongst them, you will find members of the lost, the fading light, who are tending to the graves. Some of them point you to Cathra's grave. In fact, actually, you will see the same priest who you asked if you could bring up that one guy way back at the start of the season. He is actively about to put her box in, and as you appear, he sort of stops.
Yeah. Hi. We're gonna try and get this one back.
Oh, sure. Get back from death. No problem. He pops the coffin open. She is the same as you had last seen her, bloodied up, untouched.
Is the hole in the chest new?
Yeah.
See, I don't remember that. I really didn't talk to her that much. So.
Yeah, well, more like a big wound mark, but yeah, it's a hole. The priest looks up to you.
Dante.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yes.
I
I
don't
saved
have it.
2
Just a
spell
second.
slots specifically for this.
You got the materials you need?
I reached into the thing, get the diamond you gave me. It's like, all right. Thumbs up. And
I will
cast Dispel.
I will turn to Ash and just go like, if you've got anything you'd like to say to her, it might help, Ash.
Ash will like kneel down and put like one hand on the side of her face, and he'll just whisper in her ear, "We made a date. I expect you to honor it." And he just stands back up.
He says in his little toga.
Yep.
Yeah, my man diaper.
That's all. Wait, and everything. That's what you're gonna say.
Just do the spell.
Okay, I'm not, an expert in romance or anything. That's a phrase. That's a phrase to say. Yeah, we'll cast her instead.
With a joyful remark. Okay, one moment.
I haven't been married for all my life, and I don't know nothing.
You offer a diamond worth 500 gold pieces. Remove that from your inventory.
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's in the group loot, so I'll just kill it there.
Yep.
And as you do,
Make sure it's not just also in mine.
Muerto's lingering undeath is translated the celestial song of resurrection. As raising from the dead, Cathra, her wound, her chest closes up, and suddenly her eyes open as her back shifts upwards.
Ooh,
With
that's
a-
painful.
With a startle, she looks up. She gets up the side of the coffin. She moves to the side and she barfs out blood.
Yep.
Yum.
I hold her hair back.
She continues barfing blood. She
get it
looks
out.
like she looks like shit.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the rest of us.
Superbia. Benevolt, you
Yeah.
got anything left in the tank?
I do. Give me a moment.
Sue, last time I tried to cast something, you almost passed out. Are you sure you want to try?
Give it a go.
Okay.
No, you don't have to.
Hush
Okay.
now.
I can't stop you.
I physically can't. I want to, but I can't.
Welcome to the club.
Oh my god. That hits.
You hit her for 20.
Yeah.
Take
It's a
this,
kung fu
Kyo!
shot for heals.
Healing damage.
Get over here! You grab her head. Ah!
She just flies 30 feet in the air and then dive bombs.
Fucking grab the side of her head and just like barf the divine light into her mouth like you're doing fucking was it Scorpion's finisher?
Why are you baby birding healing now?
You restore 28 hit points to her. As her wounds heal, you notice a deep exhaustion that racks her body as necrotic energy lingers through her. The side effect of being brought back from the dead. The body is still recuperating. She doesn't.
I'm afraid.
I was in the heavens. I can't remember what. Wait. She realizes you're holding her head, Ash, and she goes, "Did she?" She looks over towards Dante. You brought. Why did you bring me back?
I asked him
To be fair, I asked, and apparently your soul said yes. So,
No, why would you bring me back? You don't know me. You've known me for 2 days.
Well, I mean, he knows, and then he points to Ash like, "Listen, you helped us. I'm helping you. I'm just trying to do a nice thing, lady."
He looks at Ash. Why did you bring me back?
Because you've served the kingdom honorably, you've put yourself on the line, and quite frankly, we made a date, and I expect you to keep it. And he smiles.
She flinches a bit. Her eyes dart side to side, very quickly, rapidly. What? Her expression is that of worry. What do you mean by that?
I just mean I didn't want you to die. There are no strings attached to this.
She calms down visibly. No attached. But you don't know me either.
Not yet.
You want to know me? Why?
Because you're interesting.
Make
And
a
I
persuasion
said,
check.
you're a brave fighter, and I respect that. Persuasion.
Persuasion.
It wasn't. You said persuasion, right?
Yes.
Can I give him the help action?
No, you do not have the ability to do that unless you lean in like a wingman.
I will leave it
Cyrano's
like,
Dante
like,
act.
listen. He really cares about you. All right. He was devastated when he heard the news.
I have an intuition
Listen,
about
he
people.
simps really hard, and he's a noble. Just
Roll again. You have advantage.
Oh, well, I got a 17 the first time. Persuasion.
21.
21.
Better.
She
you're
looks
welcome.
troubled by something that she quickly waves away. She takes a deep breath. She's shaking visibly, trying to calm herself down. Thank you, my lord. Observation.
You don't have to stand on ceremony with me.
Well, thank you, Anne. Very kind of you. I cannot offer what you're asking for right now.
Yeah, no, I need a long rest. And between you and I, that was just a joke about expecting you to keep it. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I see. That does feel better, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm not in the right state of mind.
Well,
Rest.
one doesn't die every day, right?
Yes, indeed.
What?
When he did, he thought he was an otter.
Is that why I'm craving fish?
In the background, Benevolt,
Hmm.
no. Tabris comes close to you, whispers in your ear. I need to talk to you about something that I just remembered
Sure.
from our time in the Little Lion, guarding the young knight brought back from the dead.
Right, yeah. What's up?
He takes you a bit aside from the group as Catherine gets up from her grave. Tabris remarks, if I recall correctly, she has mentioned, hasn't she, that she had killed someone?
Yes, she did.
I think I remember the Baron mentioning it too. I did a request. Australia had it looked into. I wanted to know who we're traveling with.
Yeah. Who'd she
The
kill?
person she had killed was her knightly instructor, which inquire.
Okay.
She made advances on her during her stay training.
I see. Well, the good news is we both know Ash isn't that kind of guy. So,
Indeed, believe the girl knows it too.
but yeah, I want to trust that she had her reasons, and that if she does feel any regret for it, then it's what it is. Just something she's lived with. If she doesn't, maybe it was just that bad. Ultimately, she helped us in this fight when she had really no reason to, other than we happened to help her out of a cage. And quite frankly, there's been enough death in this city. Benevolt looks over the mountains of lava flowing down. It's like, I really wanted to end today knowing that just this once, all of us got to make it out of it.
I'm telling you this, Benevolt, because I would like you to inform Ash about it when you find the time. You are the better from two of us when it comes to social interaction.
Won't discredit that, though. Don't sell yourself too short, buddy.
I am not. My physical and martial prowess far exceeds yours.
I love my dragon, man.
Benevolt kind of like starts just like tries to come up with some kind of like retort, and then just finds himself just up like hysterically laughing. Like he's trying to think of something to say, but he just keeps falling into laughter.
Cathra has been brought back. Does anyone want to do anything else before you start making your way to Banbridge?
Volk has something.
Yes?
She wants to ask Ron if anyone's seen her brothers at all in the capital.
That's fair.
Okay. You ask around. Many of the soldiers don't have much to offer you in terms of information. There have been a lot of dead priests. From the center of the capital, a few knights actually, however, have some important information to give you. During their time defending the castle, there were moments where the barrier also broke. And during one of those escapades, some of their members fled. The sister of the current king had made her exit, and so had a few members of the Fellowship of Helm. By description, they fit the siblings that should be here. They remarked that they fled because they believed that divine providence demanded of them go defend a holy sanctuary in the mountain.
The observatory.
Okay, that's where they are.
And that's what I can say right now. If you had not defeated Ember when you did, they would be dead.
We saved your family!
That's-
Woo!
Yay! I'm so
Wild.
happy.
You're welcome.
Oh, don't be. I have said before the dragon's up there.
Yeah, no, we need to try and get up there at some point. That's gonna be a whole other thing.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. But Volk will thank the knights profusely for the information.
Does anyone else want to do anything else while they're in the city?
I know the king's talk didn't do so hot, so
The only thing that Sue will do is, in a quiet moment, Sue will fly upwards until she's got a decent view of the city as a whole. And it's just going to take a couple of quiet moments looking out over it all. Gaze lingering on the castle.
It is a wreck. To rebuild the capital will take normally months. But you can see that the magma is subsiding. The fires are being put out, even now. Naturally so. They don't have much to feed on. They don't spread unnaturally as they did.
She will take a
Yeah.
one long look again at the castle before turning her back and letting herself drift back down to the ground.
It is the only structure that has been mostly unharmed. The castle remains a steam marble jewel within the wreckage of the ruin. You descend.
With 2 holes in it for adult blue dragons.
In by comparison, friend.
Whatever happened to that silver one?
What's the one?
When we were taking the gate, there was a silver dragon who kind of almost stopped us and then just kind of left us alone.
Okay, I mean, there were a lot of dragons about. Is there any reason this one stood out?
I don't know. Pretty sure he
Oh.
recognized who we were.
He
Just let
almost
us-
definitely knew who we were.
Oh,
Just
I
let us go.
imagine they all have a description of us.
but it didn't say anything.
Nope.
No,
Let us
flew
walk
off.
on.
That's interesting. Could be
Terrifying.
could be
Yeah.
dissension in the ranks. Could have decided, hey, if I let these guys through, maybe they'll kill Ember for me, which we did. So but
Yeah.
could be usurper, something along those lines. It's possible.
Maybe he doesn't want to fight.
Also possible. Silver. You said silver, right? Not white.
Silver.
Silver. It was more shiny. It had a shiny coat.
Silver's
Like pewter.
Silver dragons tend to have a fascination with mortals. They tend to find us interesting and worthy of observation and study. Could be it just wanted to see what we do.
Neat.
Poke, poke.
Well,
do
it's
a
all.
revolution.
Right before we get on the road, see if we can get a cart or something that's willing to handle all of us traveling on the road. But before we head, I'm thinking of doing one more commune before we head on out. I'm wondering.
So whatever you think you need to do.
Yeah, just. Does anybody have any questions they'd like answered? Just a yes or no. I've got some, but I don't think I've got 3 in mind right this second. Just ones I definitely want to ask.
All right. What are you going to ask?
Anything about the king that
That
we
was number 1.
can get for
Was
yes or no?
is the king being mentally influenced by his crown?
Keep it at is the king being mentally influenced.
Or is he just a child who's being overwhelmed?
That's a
I
bit too
believe the
broad for
or no
yes or no.
questions.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has to be yes or no. But yeah, is
Like-
is the king being mentally manipulated? Is 1.
Do we need to specify magically? There are many ways to manipulate someone mentally.
That's true. But if I specify mentally and it's something like, say, one of the ruinous
Physical.
powers or any of that nonsense, I don't think that counts as magical is the thing. It's something else. And I don't want to potentially lose out on that information. Though, it should be noted that Lord Bahamut isn't exactly going to monkey's paw me on this one. He is on my side.
I don't know. He could say, guess what? And you'd be like, what?
God's-
And he'll say chicken butt. And then
Yeah,
That's
gods
it.
have a weird sense of humor.
That's more your that's more your God's deal, Dante. He's a bit more chicken butt, I believe.
Campus
Uh,
becomes
God's a chicken
dead
butt.
serious. Campus becomes
Vol-
dead serious. Not all gods are a freedom styling.
Mhm. So that's question number 1.
I want to say that with Benevolt's high enough passive, he sees that Volk gets an idea and looks at him and gives him a look of, I can't say in front of the party, but I have an idea of what to ask.
Benevolt kind of like clocks that and goes, "That's thing one. I'd like to ask if there's some way to get up to the Celestial Observatory that's doesn't involve the Feywild, but I believe that's probably just taking the teleportation circle in the capital is probably the only way to really get that done. I think is the only other safe route, so we probably already know about that, so there's no real point in asking."
What do you mean? I'll just poop us there.
If you know the sigil for the teleportation circle for the Celestial
Why?
Observatory, sure.
No, I look over that joke. I just have to get play.
Dante, are
Rathos
you,
wins.
are you suggesting to try and use line of sight with something on the top of that mountain to teleport to it? Without any object from that location to anchor you to that location?
Maybe.
Right, so you're going to drop us 100 feet down on top of a mountain, is what's going to happen.
Can I say I
Could be
don't
more,
want
could
to
be
go?
less.
That's fair. Yes, Karathos, you absolutely can. You are 100% valid and right.
What if Dante goes first to make sure it's okay, and then we can do it again?
Oh, but then I can't come back that day.
Yeah, no, it's a one and done. And then
And
leave.
no offense to you and your like peoples around here, but a skeleton teleporting into something called the Celestial Observatory would probably freak them the fuck out.
Yeah, that's presuming you even
Oh.
get in and don't like crash through their roof.
Now, if I do
Jen.
that, they'd be freaked
Yeah?
out in multiple levels.
Can I sleight of hand write a note and then secretly pass it off to Benevolt so he can read it? My
Absolutely.
question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Benevolt will
Okay.
just kind of like note that Volk is doing something and just be like, "Yep, nope, let her cook." But
Go
yeah,
for it, make a slide of it.
Oh, roll 7 it? Okay.
Intercept the note and read it aloud to the class.
Hands it to the wrong person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're not Benevolt.
Do you like me? Circle yes or no.
do you like
Yeah,
Kratos?
unless anyone has a passive perception 24, miss seeing the note being given to Benevolt as Volk, totally normal, approaches Benevolt, coughs a bit, and as she walks away, Benevolt, you find something has been slipped into one of your hands.
Yeah, Benevolt expected as
Mhm.
much, and he just sort of like tries to kind of
It's a disease.
think, like kind of look like he's kind of like pacing and thinking, and when he's at a point where no one can directly see him do it, he's gonna just read the note.
Ask if the sister's alive.
Bedwell kind of like locks eyes with you and kind of just gives you a nod. Yeah. It's like, okay. All right. Just to check, has anyone seen Galeron?
No, I think he's stalking somewhere.
Cool. Yeah.
Remember, I asked earlier, and it was said by the others, pointing to like Estrella and them, that he took off. I believe the king wouldn't really like to see him.
No, that's reasonable of him. I'm pretty sure, as bad as that went in the throne room, it would have gone so much worse if Galeron was there. Okay, yeah, that's not a bad one. Okay, I think.
Yeah, no, Galeron probably would have witchered to eat that man, and
Yeah.
we can't really dealing with that right.
Okay, hear me out on this. Got 2. I think I've got my 3. Let's ask about the. Fuck, what did I say was my first one?
Is the king being mentally controlled?
Yes. Is the king being mentally controlled? Is the king being mentally controlled? I think the next one I want to ask is the Celestial Observatory currently under siege? That way we'll know if it's safe at the moment and we can take our time to rest, or if we need to try to figure out some way to get up there once we've had at least a little time to recover. And yeah, we'll check in on that other point. Right, cool. Benevolt will, using his class feature, it's rare that I actually get to use this thing.
It is. You could use it less.
Yeah. So, So I can cast this without taking the 10 minutes for it to be a ritual. I just don't spend a spell slot by using this feature, and it does not induce the 25% chance of this being a false reading. It will just be false, as I once again cast as an action, or sorry, not as an action, as a 1 minute cast, so it's not 10 minutes, it's 1 minute. Commune.
Very well.
The questions are...
As
Oh, sorry.
I believe the first two I'm aware of. What's the third?
Yes, so question number 1. Is the king being mentally manipulated? 2. Is the Celestial Observatory currently under siege? And 3. Oh, fuck, I've forgotten her name. What is the name of...
Lucia.
Is that the name of the sister?
It's Lucia, right?
Do we have that in notes anywhere, just to make doubly sure so I'm not getting fucked by saying the wrong name?
All right.
Oh, hang on.
The third question is...
Easiest thing. Third one, is the Princess of Rubria alive?
Okay. To answer your first question, you feel the answer of your god come in a misty and distant echo. Okay. Perception can be tricked. Emotion manipulated. With the magic of the Fae place their touch.
Oh, fuck! Oh, I just got it! Holy shit!
Light bulb.
Light
Okay.
bulb.
Let's presume it's pretty obvious, but let's presume somebody's a little bit too tired to understand it.
Tell you what, we'll go through all 3 answers here, and then I'll explain. Benevolt will explain.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Is the Celestial Observatory coming to the siege? No.
Thank you, boss.
Is the
It's like
princess?
unclear.
Oh, is the
Yeah.
is the princess of Rubria alive? Though she moves not, though she speak not, prized she is. Prized she is.
Just to clarify, the last phrase was prized she is, correct?
Prized she is. Where perception is warped. In a crystal kingdom, a trophy, she remains a princess behind the mirror.
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck! So, by the way, that last question, Benevolt didn't say, again, he didn't say it out loud, he just, silently, kind of thought it, and he snaps his eyes open with a kind of oh, fuck, oh shit, oh my god, whoa,
You are hit from behind by an airborne Sioux.
oh shit!
What? Are you okay? Okay?
Huh. Okay, I just got so many answers so quickly. Holy shit.
Do this more.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's a really good spell. I love it. It's so powerful.
I've been doing this.
I couldn't do it up until now. I only just learned how to do it. Cut me some slacks, you want. I'm barely struggling up to keep up with the rest of you guys. Come on.
Puffs her cheeks out for a second and then just goes, "Oh, okay, go."
All right, okay. So first things first. Volk, you were correct. The king is both his perception of reality and his mental fortitude is being influenced by the Fae.
Hmm.
If you'll remember, this kingdom had an agreement with the Winter Court in the Feywild. We don't know the specifics of that particular agreement, but we know that the two previous kings have aged to death, and the current king now sits on the throne. The people here seem to be of the opinion that the Fey are simply a nuisance, but I have a feeling that they have a far more direct connection to what's going on with the kingdom at the moment and the rights of succession. Because the king is being influenced and manipulated by the Winter Court. Oh, Volk, very important. Celestial Observatory, not currently under siege. They're okay. They're okay for now. They're good.
That's at least some good news.
And lastly, and Benevolt's going to kind of like wave everybody into a big old huddle to make sure nobody else hears this. The princess is alive and being held in the Winter Court.
Oh, our princess is in another castle.
Exactly. They've got her in a big old crystal in the Winter Court. Now,
Imagine how funny it would be if she was in a tower guarded by a dragon.
we already just did that. That was the thing we just did just now, Volk, with the king.
It was. Do you not read fairy tales? I thought you
Don't
were
make
avid
jokes.
into this kind of stuff.
We mean fairy tales. Half the shit is real.
That's true.
I know, but like
Yeah, it's not a tale's a warning label.
Don't-
What do you
all
mean
of
fairy tales?
they're fairy tales in Gavaria because we don't really, care a lot about those kind of stuff. We seem as more like weak children stories that you tell to your kids, and
That was
that's
a
all you
history
say.
book.
Well,
I really have to wonder if the Fae just decide to like take one look at Gavaria and go, nope, not dealing with any of that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. You've never had a swamp witch eaten by or a relative eaten by a swamp witch, and it shows.
that aside,
I've-
the princess is alive. We know where she is, and we know that she was put into that situation because of Valen. Now, Valen has a lot of connections to the Feywild, which to me makes this sound like she did a favor for someone for a favor.
Yeah, they don't do anything for free.
Exactly.
So when are we killing her?
Oh, soon, really soon. Again, once we've healed up and we've recovered and we're all ready to do so, we're killing that bitch. But
so we're going to the Celestial Observatory first to make sure that the thing's secured, and then going over to the Feywild.
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
go kick their ass. But then you look at
Eleanor.
him, and he's hanging off of Kage like Wesley hanging off of Fezzik in Princess Bride.
Astrea has a flash of thought, and she goes, "Oh, now that's interesting. Hey, Benny,
what you got?
do you remember that one Archmage we met back in Rennie the Lion?
Oh, Durban.
Briefly.
Yeah. The guy I tried to
Wasn't-
set up a meeting with, and then we reneged on meeting with him because we were busy with getting to the capital, so I think he's probably a little pissed at me.
Wasn't the whole reason why he couldn't, help out with this siege, the whole war, was because of the Fae?
It was because of the Fae.
It was, wasn't it?
Mhm.
There's another faction in this war that we've been basically ignoring up until this point, and I think it's about time we start looking at addressing them. Because the
The
Fae
smoke.
are having a huge impact on this entire country, and no one seems to be paying attention to it.
And to also bring this up, we haven't encountered much of it, but we have heard that the Draconians of the Condanova have been using the degradation here. Hell, the Blighted Castle is
Directly
very
to the south.
close,
Yeah.
yes,
Yep.
but also we didn't encounter any in the capital.
Any that we know about.
Well,
Oh.
Dante, you're the degradation expert here. Can you think of a reason why they'd be holding it in one particular location rather than trying to spread it out as far as they possibly could?
Maybe they didn't want to kill people here.
They wanted to keep the capital?
Maybe.
Suppose it makes sense.
Don't know. I haven't had a lot of time to rest on things.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to the Blighted Castle and the island to the south, our biggest, really only plan there is to throw you at it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should be with him.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Uh,
I'm not saying we're sending him in alone. What I'm saying is, in the same way that we point Kage towards problems and he deals with them, we're going to point Dante towards that castle.
oh, yes.
The right tool for the right job.
Exactly.
He nods.
All right.
Huh.
That was a lot of information. We're way more informed than we were previously. We know a good deal of what's going on here, and we know what our next priorities are once we've all had a bit of time to heal up. I, for one, feel like I am done for the day. I'm going to try and find us a cart and pass out in it. How does that sound to everyone else? That sound good? Everyone like that idea?
Sounds like
Yeah, that sounded pretty good.
When you do say that, you see two members of the Fading Light who spot the worst Bahamut icons on their tablets, possibly drawn in a hasty march. They come to you with carts as you see a changeling leading them.
Hey, Minerva.
He bows.
I will also just instinctually, Benevolt, seeing this, will just like reach out and put a hand on Tabris's chest to just hold him back. Just like, let it go. It's fine. Just let it go, buddy. Let it go.
Another day.
Nice holy symbols, I must say. Quite master craftsmanship. Looks over to Benevolt with a smile.
Baseballs.
Benevolt just kind of.
We take our small victories here, like the one I just proved my point. I can raise people from the dead without them being undead. Suck it.
Sue is actually looking at the members of the Fading Light and cocks her head slightly.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's usually not a good sign.
oh, hello there.
Don't blow them
right.
up.
And the other guy just jumps him in the gut with like an elbow. Oh, right. Glory to Bahamut. They both salute you.
Do you people really want to learn about him?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll teach you
Oh.
then.
Both of them smile.
And the rest of you.
What?
All of you.
Oh, glory. We'll inform the rest. Yeah.
Good. Follow us. Bring your camp.
We get to Bahamut follow it. He sounded like giggling.
Gains the feet acolyte of Sue.
I don't have to deal with them all the time. Yelling
If they
about
want to be part of us,
undead.
if they want to be part of the thing, then they would be talking to actually get.
Yes.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel zombies make better conversationalists. And they have one word to their vocabulary.
With provisions that will be acquired in short order, what can be scrounged upon for your journey to Banbridge, hop onto the cart, start making your way there. It will take you the better part of a week to recuperate a little bit, enough for you to be able to move around comfortably. I will say, we enter into the downtime state of the weeks that are meant to pass.
Mhm.
But we have reached the end of today's session by standard of people that need to bounce, I believe.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so. We have a fair few people who are flagging something hard, and that is entirely fair.
And,
Indeed.
And I have to go to work soon.
Indeed.
Yep.
There is one thing I need to ask. Will anyone here be unable to make it next session?
I can't.
Myself and Philo.
I believe I can.
Yeah. And both of you need to leave, I take it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing.
Well, I do.
If you want to message us stuff, like if we can message you stuff during the week that we're off, to just basically be like, this is what our characters are doing. If that works for you, Jen, or
That is not my concern. My
Okay.
concern is, as I've already talked with Novi about, who normally would not be able to make it today, certain things that are important may require your presence.
Ah.
However, however, we can talk about those things in the meantime. And because you do have to go, I'm not going to hold you more than that. Aries, I did not answer your answer. I don't hear your answer. Will you be able to make it next?
I should be fine. I just might be tired, but I'll stay through it all. I'm just finals.
Yep.
Perfect. Then let's end today's session on a nice little cliffhanger then.
Okay.
You are taking a stop side of the road. Your caravan ride settles in on one of the nights that you're traveling. Most of you are asleep. The bother of the travel is far too long. Volker, you're keeping watch, as you have done for quite a few. You find that you're not alone, as everyone that has been resting would make no noise, with the exception of a very small black bird that sits before you and stirs the conscious. As the raven wakes up, it looks up to you. Its red draconic eyes unfocused, for they stare back at you.
Ain't this a funny sight?
To the contrary, warrior. I believe this is all according to plan.
Oh,
However, I must ask first. Why did you not strike me down?
funny thing called morality. To know if you were still the same dragon that I'd killed. One that lost memories, one that regressed, one that maybe I even had regrets. I don't like killing enemies like that.
How unfortunate. The crow stands up, looks at itself, and it sort of looks agitated for a moment, or looks up at you. I see that the magic has taken. You are not a powerful wizard. Who did this?
What are you talking about?
Years of my life have been stolen from me.
She looks over to Dante.
Raise your voice, and I assure you, I will reduce him to cinders. And as he says that, the shadow of the crow on the ground shifts to a lizard's tonic shade, not as big as he was during his draconic form, but still fucking large. Let us keep this.
Then?
Let us keep this chat between us. I have already said, the battle is yours, but the war resumed. What I want is to understand a few things, soldier. Why the magic of one of ours rests upon the hands of a Fae, your side. Why it is that you were able to call upon the divine with the only tools that the servants of the gods can use. And lastly, most importantly, do you serve the ruinous powers or not?
I think we can come to a sort of agreement in this. You have questions, ponderings, and I have my own things that I need.
An exchange of information between enemies? A fair deal. Without knowledge of your foe, battle is merely bloodletting. Very well.
But I didn't say exactly what kind of help I wanted. I have a question first. What are your intentions? What are you really after? Do you really just care about the Crendanum Var? You want to see dragons rule everything? What are you in here for? What are you greedy about? What do you want?
The crow puts a talon over its body and proudly speaks. I am Ember. Pyros known across not just this world. Oh no. The crow smiles. I am a follower Tiamat. And as all of her offspring strive, one day the realm be in draconic command. I fear, however, that the greater battle between the gods and the ruinous powers wages still. If mortals and dragons are to fight, we will do so on our battle. And I would know your allegiance first.
I'm for the preservation of the world, whether it depends on who the enemy is. I fought dragons because they're trying to take over my home. That's how it is. I've met a ruinous, at least servants of a ruinous power that I didn't really much care for. They did their own thing. Their entity already dead a long time ago. They're nothing but wallowing in some sort of graveyard somewhere. And the gods I used to have allegiance for. But now I just care about my friends and common people. Though, seeing how you were in that battle, how your armor shone in that way, when I pierced your skin with my bullet, I'm quite surprised you'd be willing to let other dragons rule above you like that. A shame, really.
As I fail to know intricacies and complexities of man, so too do not know the depth of my allegiance and the draconian diplomacy of dragonkind. We have ample time to exchange information. Let us do so scion of Gavaria. And
Oh, sorry.
as the crow rests for you, we're gonna call it here.
Oh, I had one thing left to say.
No, we can keep this for next session.
Okay. Sorry.
People need to sleep.
Sorry.
Volk made a friend.
Look, I'm looking over at Dante and Superbia, and they're both needing their EP time. So I'm gonna call it here.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, that's going to be us for this session. Next week we should be doing downtime things, and here's how they're gonna work down. For those of you who will be here, we're gonna go in order. You're gonna say the intent of what you want to do. You have I believe it was 13.
You said
14 weeks.
Yeah, good for each of them.
Yes. Each week can be a downtime activity. So consider your options wisely. Get them up in order and list them next session. We'll go through them. If you're not aware of what options you have, remember the Xanathar's Guide to Everything and the new Dungeon Master's Guide 2024 does have information. You should be able to find it in the for 2024 stuff in the Roll20. But that's gonna be it for today. Next session, we respite, and see what your characters are up to during their off time.
Can I just say, as the camera goes black, one of you guys hears Ash yell, "Where the fuck are my tattoos?"
You are handed the moonshine skin.
On that note, we will catch y'all next time, folks. Have a good one.
Have a wonderful.
Bye.